Hey, what's going on, good people? Russ can fly. Let's get it, baby. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, it's bright out here. It's sunny, like tons of snow. Getting ready to go handle my business, but before I do, definitely want to give my subscriber shout out to my newest subscriber and my brother, Mark Robinson. Brother Mark, you know you like Raiders, whatever. Hey man, what's going on? Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I definitely really appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to all my peeps in Homewood. What's good, Homewood? Stand up. Homewood, Pittsburgh, PA, where I grew up, where I'm from. Phenomenal neighborhood. Yes, it's had its challenges over the years, and yes, it's experienced its challenges now, but it's home. It will always be home. So Homewood, stand up. Your boy loves you. And even though I'm not there and I'm out here in Philly now, Homewood will always be home to me. All right, so time to get back in the cockpit and make it happen. Little windy, little snowy, little icy, but we're gonna make this happen. Let's get it. Clear prop. Wings traffic, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra, taxiing from the upper ramp for runway 24, wings. Really is a...
Just watch out for the stuff, alright?
Yeah.
I'll look at your wing on this side.
Okay.
But really be careful here. Bingo.
Okay.
Just be careful there, alright?
Alright, clear on this side?
You're clear on this side, so you
Okay.
can turn. You can turn more. Tighter. You're good. Just make sure we're good on that side. You're good on this side.
Good on this side. I actually should have labeled this flight or this lesson growing pains because, man, you know, you can see what I titled this this video, and it is just so true. Piloting is not easy, and it was interesting. I started out with so much enthusiasm, and this was one of those flights that really took me to a crossroads. And so I'm just going to show you some of the highlights or lowlights or whatever. But yeah, this was a tough lesson. All right, let me a pre-takeoff check here. All right, my flaps are up. Mixture's full rich. Carb heat is off. Fire up my lights. And fuel tanks on both. Trim is set for takeoff. Primer is locked. And we're good. I don't see anybody coming on final. Don't hear anybody calling. Nobody on the field. Tango Delta just made their last call. So we're well behind them, so we're good to go. Wings traffic, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra, departing runway 24, heading to the northeast wings. Alright, runway looks good. I see 24, 24, 24. Alright, hey, we're good. Alright. Heels to the floor. Full power. Engine instruments in the green. Oil temp, oil pressure, suction all look good. Airspeed is alive. And rotate. So I thought about editing this out because there's so many other things about this flight that I want to show, but I just had to show this shot of taking off and all of the snow. And I have to admit, I kind of lost my concentration here because, man, this was just so beautiful. I mean, just the snow, you know, it's just gorgeous. So just showing this shot just for the beauty of it. Wings traffic, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra, turning to the right, heading northeast. Last call, wings. After Willow Grove, I can climb up. Not exactly sure what's going on there. Okay, so usually when things start going bad in a flight, there's usually like links in a chain that starts this process of like bad events. And so this was the first link in the chain of like things to just make this flight go bad. The first link was the fact that my navigation aid was not working properly. The mistake I made was that I did not check to see if it was working properly before I took off. Probably would have helped a little bit. So I was unprepared now to understand what was happening, and now I'm trying to troubleshoot my navigation aid while I am flying. No bueno. First crucial mistake in this flight.
Close it out and try again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to my cruise altitude. I'm losing altitude. Gotta trim this better.
Okay, so here we go. So now, since I'm a little flustered because my nav aid isn't working properly, and I am trying to figure out what's going on with that and trying to find my next waypoint, and that's kind of in the back of my mind, I am losing altitude, which is not good. And then on top of that, my CFI had to remind me how to regain altitude back up to my cruising altitude. So you can see it's beginning to get a little dicey fairly early in this flight.
Where'd you get these winds from?
So these are from Wings. And then I used Solberg for this one, and then MMU for that.
The winds aloft, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I didn't use winds aloft. I used the winds on the ground and not aloft. And so that threw off my calculations completely.
So they're a little low. I mean, you did this in the morning, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So that's the reason, right?
Okay.
That's why your heading's a bit off.
Okay.
It's because right now it's like 25 to 30 knots as opposed to 7 knots.
Okay.
Right? So keep that in mind.
Okay.
We're going to do touch and go, 7 Delta Mike.
Because realistically, if those situations if that situation does happen, right? That's where you have to use that. Use the nav log, right?
Right.
And your heading that you have planned is 053, right?
Right.
But we're obviously flying like a 035 heading.
Right.
We're pass overhead.
Because the winds are much stronger than you planned on.
Right. True.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
So basically at this point, I'm in real trouble. All right. So first of all, my nav aid is not working properly, so I can't use it. And my flight plan is inaccurate because I used the wrong winds. And I didn't even realize it until I actually got back to Wings after this long flight. And man, I mean, it was just crazy. I used the winds on the ground, which were showing a 7-knot wind, but the winds aloft at 3,000 feet was 70 knots or 30 knots or something like that. But whatever it was, it wasn't accurate. So now my heading is off. So second link in the chain, I'm pretty screwed at this point. Okay, so in a few moments you're going to hear my CFI tell me, and he shouldn't have to tell me, but he does, another link in the chain, that I need to get my weather for the next airport. Because you want to know what those conditions are, you want to know what the winds are, you want to hear if there's anything going on with any of the runways, and they're going to give you a code that the tower's going to ask you for. What information do you have? Do you have information Bravo? Do you have information Charlie? But I want you to notice what does not happen, and if you guess it, you get the prize, but just watch what happens.
Now try and get that weather. Don't forget about that, right?
Okay.
You did good trying to find it?
RNAV GPS 185 approaching east, landing in the parking lot with 5. Caldwell, RNAV GPS 184 approaching east, caution, traffic approximately 2 miles east of Morristown Airport, descending through 2000. Eastbound VFR departure advised remain at or below 1,500 until clear flight Delta. Mr. Airman, taxiway Echo, hold position, time for runway 523 obscured.
Okay, so I'm not going to make you listen too much more of this weather report, but if you were to say the thing that you noticed that I was not doing is that I was not writing any of the weather report down, you would win the prize. There is no way I'm going to remember all of that information about an airport that I'm flying to that I need to know crucial stuff about since I'm supposed to be landing there, and I'm not writing anything down. That's crazy. There's all kinds of information in that weather report that I need to know. I need to know winds. I need to know wind speed. I need to know wind direction. I need to know, what's going on with the runways. You see how much snow there is on the ground, if any of the runways are obscured or if there's ice or anything. And I'm writing none of this down. That is not good piloting. That's the kind of stuff that get people hurt. And so, just not good piloting at all. Yes, all part of the growing pains, but just wanted to show you that, I was my own worst enemy. And so here's another link in a chain that could be very disastrous if I wasn't sitting next to a CFI.
Oh no, sorry, down to 2,500.
Do that every single time, right?
Yeah.
You plan it perfectly, but you gotta be able to
And it's coming up on the...
follow what you plan, right?
Right.
How am I supposed to know when I'm not here that she'll actually go down to 3, right?
Right.
Yet another link in the chain. Follow the plan, bro. If you got it planned, follow it. That's the point of planning.
Morristown Tower, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra.
November 901 Quebec Sierra, Morristown.
Morristown Tower, 901 Quebec Sierra is about 10 miles southwest of the field. Looking for an inbound landing and taxi back runway 31. I have information Foxtrot.
November 1 Quebec Sierra, altimeter 2986. Continue inbound, enter left downwind runway 31. Report midfield. 2 aircraft Cessnas in left, close traffic. Use caution.
All right, report midfield for runway 31. Altimeter 2987. 901 Quebec Sierra.
You don't want to say left downwind. This the other day too. You want to say left. Well, enter a left downwind runway 31.
Okay.
That's a required readback thing, right?
Okay.
And then also report midfield.
Morristown Tower, Skyhawk 850 Papa, about 10 miles out to the west.
All right, so I'm off a little bit here. So I see the field. So I'm going to start my descent down to TPA, which is 1200. And I'm going to be entering this left downwind
November 805
for runway 31.
Roger, ident observed.
And get ready to hit TPA.
November 5 Sierra Papa, runway 31, clear to land.
Left downwind.
7088, gust 19er.
Entry for runway 31.
We don't want to be this fast, right?
Morristown Tower, November 246, uniform midfield, request touch go, runway 31. November 6 uniform, extend down, I'll call base.
Use your trim, power to 2,000. I need to trim the nose up, right?
Yep.
No, that's nose down, that's the wrong way. No reason to be coming into an airport going 120 knots.
Number 2, following Cessna, turning right base, report Cessna in sight.
Add power.
November 91, Quebec Sierra, extend downwind, I'll call base.
Extend downwind, you'll call my base, 901 Quebec Sierra.
Alright, sloppy, can't happen. I want this stuck at 1200, this at 90.
Number 5 Sierra Papa, now contact ground. 5 Sierra Papa, quick.
Once again, I'm task saturated, and as you can see through the window there, that's the airport, and I'm trying to come in for a landing, and I'm all over the place. My airspeeds, my altitudes, so my CFI is right to be frustrated. It is sloppy.
Number 1 Quebec Sierra, turn base.
Turn base, 901 Quebec Sierra.
So the reason why my altitude and speeds are so important is you can hear there are a lot of airplanes in the pattern, and there was actually a couple of private jets. So not maintaining my proper headings, my proper altitudes, proper speeds could have been pretty disastrous.
All right, let me go ahead and configure. Power peak, power to 1500. White arc first, not to flaps. Nose coming down.
Hotel Foxtrot Sierra, turn left at the end, contact ground.
Left at the end, contact ground, Hotel Foxtrot.
Number 1 Quebec Sierra, runway 31 was this touch and go as a full stop taxi back.
Full stop taxi.
Full stop taxi back for 901 Quebec Sierra.
Number 1 Quebec Sierra, runway 31 clear to land, wind 310 at 14, gust 19er.
Runway 31 clear to land, 901 Quebec Sierra. Alright, I see the Pappy, I'm on glide slope.
So the Pappy is a visual aid that's right there at the end of the runway just to let me know if I'm on glide slope or if I'm too high or too low. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
November 7 Delta Mike, the traffic ahead is
All right. Third notch of flats. All right, back on blast slope.
7120 Papa, holding short, runway 31, ready for southwest departure.
So here's the kicker as I'm coming in for a landing on runway 31 at Morristown Airfield. So this is the first of 3 legs of this cross-country flight, and this was the best leg. Believe it or not, this was the best that I had done during this flight. And as you can see, there were all kinds of problems. It just went downhill from here, and just, man, you talk about crash and burn. So coming on in for a landing.
November 68 uniform, base turn your discretion, expect clearance closer in on final. Traffic
Thank
will
you.
land runway 5,
All
to your right.
right.
Landing blade 246 uniform.
Okay, so this video is getting a little long, so I'm getting ready to put it out of its misery. But I just want to show you how downhill this rest of this flight goes. And it starts with the takeoff from Morristown. So now I'm flying from Morristown to Reading Airport. And you can see right from my first call, I screw up. And from there, it just, I mean, it gets really bad. And I'm actually too embarrassed to show any more of the tongue lashings I get in the cockpit from my CFI. And they're deserved. My precision is way off. My planning has been abysmal. I mean, if I had been in this airplane by myself, I don't know where I would have ended up or what would have ended up happening. Or, you know, of course, I'm sure the towers would have been working me through it and probably realized that I was some dumb student. But as you can see, I start off on this second leg on the wrong foot. And so I'm just gonna, you know, show that part of it, and then I'm gonna put this video out of its misery and just say, yeah, this was not my best effort, but you know, it's part of the process. So here we go. Check this out.
Morristown Tower, Cessna 901 Quebec Sierra, holding short of runway 31 at Bravo, ready for a northeast departure.
November 901 Quebec Sierra, Morristown Tower, hold short, runway 31.
Holding short of runway 31, 901 Quebec Sierra.
November 9520 Whiskey, Morristown Tower, 2986, ident.
That's not northeast, right?
Or west, I'm sorry.
November 1 Quebec Sierra, wind 31014, gust 20, westbound approved, runway 31, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 31, 901 Quebec Sierra.
So I will say that as I take off to my next leg of this next disastrous leg, I will say that I learned a lot. You know, these tough flights, you know, I learned the most when my CFI is beating up on me and, you know, I am just not performing well. Because while I'm in the cockpit, although I'm overwhelmed, I am there in the cockpit experiencing what's supposed to be happening. And so then the benefit of the videos, I can come home and then analyze what I did wrong. But I gotta tell you, at the time I'm going through it, it's tough to get beat up like that. So yeah, so this was, you know, again, I'm not going to show a lot, but it just gets worse because my nav 8 goes completely down. My cross-country planning chart is really off. And, you know, I just, at one point, I get mad, frustrated, and task saturated. And at that point, I am just no good. So that's what ends up happening. But, you know, we live to fly another day. And so anyway, enough. Let's get out of here. All right, so flying is hard. Flying is definitely difficult. That was a very challenging and difficult and frustrating flight. And I love it. And I know that sounds crazy, but you know, I take a step forward. The last flight you saw, I was making improvements, and I called that video cross-country improvement. Well, this one I would probably call cross-country disaster because it was pretty disastrous. I made a lot of really critical errors that could have been very problematic had I been flying by myself. But that's the bad news. The good news is, with these challenges, I'm one step closer to learning what I need to do to become a good pilot. So as the young folks says, I'm here for it. Yes, I'm frustrated, actually kind of a little pissed right now of how poorly I performed. But the exciting part is all of that challenge means I'm learning and I have stuff to learn. And that's the whole point of this journey, in any journey, the challenges. It's not about getting knocked down. If you're going to do something that's going to really challenge you, it should knock you on your butt. Question is, can you get back up and make this happen? For me, the answer is affirmative. I've come too far to let a day like this, which sucks, beat me up or knock me off my square. So I'm gonna keep running on. Plus, all of you have been here for me, praying for me, being with me, subscribing to the channel, so I will not give up. I am going to keep on keeping on. So thank you for joining me on this journey. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you would, please. All right, so anyway, until next time, improvement is on the way. I can feel it coming. I'm going to keep on keeping on, because I'm going to make this happen. 2021, Russ Kid will not only be able to fly, but I'm going to be a licensed pilot. Mark my words. All right, I'm out. Peace.